Liberal MP Shaun Chen says serious health problems prevented him from regularly traveling an hour to Ottawa for work. Now we're told those problems stem from an horrific Highway 416 rollover. But we can't find the crash in the public traffic reports that we've searched. And 5 months later, Chen somehow managed an intercontinental trip to China where he appeared in CCP-linked promotional videos. Too injured for Ottawa, but well enough for China? Today we're asking, where is Chen? And where is that crash? Something about the explanation for Liberal MP Shaun Chen's prolonged absence from Parliament isn't adding up. Chen announced he was stepping down, citing significant ongoing health problems that prevented him from traveling to Ottawa as frequently as his job required. Now, journalist Glenn McGregor claims a source close to Chen says those health problems followed a serious single-vehicle crash on Highway 416 on October 5th, 2025. According to McGregor, a source told him Chen was alone in his red SUV when it flipped over, landed upside down in a ditch, and was totaled. Chen reportedly suffered a serious head injury. No charges were laid. That's an extremely specific account of a car crash. So where is the crash? Former Ontario traffic reporter Chris McKee went looking. He says he checked OPP East, Ottawa Traffic, which carries official MTO accident information, and CN Ottawa Traffic, and nothing matched the description. Others also searched local media, Ottawa Police, and OPP East region material without finding an obvious match either. I looked through the same records that McKee did through Ottawa traffic reports around October 5th and 6th. Now, these Ottawa traffic reports do document construction, disabled vehicles, lane closures, and collisions. So far, though, we haven't found a Highway 416 rollover involving a red SUV, a vehicle landing upside down in a ditch, and a driver suffering a serious head injury. Now, I have to be clear. The absence of a publicly searchable traffic report doesn't prove the crash didn't happen. But asking for corroboration isn't a conspiracy theory. It's journalism. Which police service attended Shaun Chen? Where exactly did it happen, Shaun Chen? What time, Shaun Chen? Was the SUV towed, Shaun Chen? And more importantly, what is the police occurrence number, Shaun Chen? A rollover serious enough to total an SUV and cause a serious head injury should leave a documentation trail. But then there's the whole China trip. Chen's own office confirmed that he traveled to China from March 14th to March 22nd, 2026, about 5 months after the allegedly debilitating catastrophic accident. And that's where this explanation gets even harder to understand. We're told Chen's ongoing health problems made traveling to Ottawa as frequently as his parliamentary job required exceedingly difficult. And yet, he was apparently capable of traveling to China and appearing in CCP-linked promotional videos while he was there. Toronto to Ottawa is roughly an hour by air. Getting to China is an intercontinental journey involving many hours in the air, plus airports and ground transportation. So the obvious question we're all asking is, if Chen's health prevented him from doing the job he was paid to do and regularly traveled to Ottawa for work, how on earth was he able to travel halfway around the world to China? Maybe there's a perfectly reasonable medical explanation. Maybe occasional travel was possible while frequent commuting wasn't. Maybe Chen improved by March and then subsequently deteriorated by August. Okay, then explain it. Because right now Canadians are being asked to reconcile two contrasting facts. Chen says significant health problems interfered with his ability to travel to Ottawa, while Chen's office has confirmed he traveled to China. And you can all spare us the sudden lecture about medical privacy, okay? We're not asking for Chen's private medical charts. We're asking for an explanation Chen himself put into the public domain about why he could no longer regularly travel to Ottawa to perform the job we have been paying him to do all along. Canadians can also be forgiven for finding sudden Liberal sensitivity about medical privacy a bit rich. During COVID, the Liberal government required federal public servants, like Shaun Chen, to disclose their vaccination status or face unemployment consequences.
Pandemic doesn't start to end until we have vaccination of millions and millions of people.
Ottawa also required proof of vaccination for federally regulated air and travel during the mandate period. Canadians were required to disclose a medical choice to work in certain fields, including federal jobs, or to even get on a plane. So asking how an MP's publicly cited health limitations square with his publicly acknowledged international travel is hardly beyond the pale, don't you think? Nobody needs Chen's medical diagnosis. I don't need to see his brain scan. But if health is the explanation for why he couldn't reliably get to Ottawa to do the job I reiterate we were paying him to do, while he could still get to China, that's a legitimate accountability question. And that's why we're asking, where is Chen? The response to these questions from the Liberal-funded mainstream media and the Liberal apologists has been entirely predictable. They're out there calling people keyboard warriors, conspiracy theorists, influencers, but insults aren't answers. Maybe every part of this has a perfectly reasonable explanation. I'm open to that, but why aren't they giving us one?
The Chinese Communist Party is hard at work inside the gates here, right where we're sitting today. I'll bet, can't see very much out there, but I will bet you that there are Chinese Communist Party affiliated people in this room today. And by the way, they look like me, like they're white Italian dudes, right? But they're working for this mission set, and they're not spies in the quintessential sense. They're in our university systems. In the United States, there is not a single university in the United States that isn't deeply tied to Chinese money. Chinese students in our country, they pay full student tuition, and then they come give money to our labs so that they can, steal our stuff. They are inside the gates in ways that I think we have we've been very naive about this risk and what that means to us.
The easiest way to end the speculation is transparency. Until then, we'll keep asking, where is Chen? Go to whereischen.com and demand an investigation. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. Why is it that Liberal MP Shaun Chen was too injured in a car accident to attend to his duties in the House of Commons, but yet still able to basically circumnavigate the globe to go to China and film CCP-linked promotional videos? Where are the records of this car accident? We want to know, and we think security officials should investigate. If you agree with us, go to whereischen.com.